Welcome back, Monta Vista. As we start to talk about the concept of better together, it's important to take a moment to hear from another group on campus, our students. We are fortunate enough to work alongside an amazing group of young adults, but rarely do we have an opportunity to go in depth on a topic such as our relationships with each other. We caught up with a few students before leaving for college and asked them to share some of their experiences. Their stories are meant to spark a conversation around the power of relationships and are meant to push us forward to be better together.
Okay, so in this class I had a D and I needed help. So I sought help from this teacher, and she had brunch commitments. The teachers were having a dodgeball sort of game going on during brunch, and she was a participant in it. So when I first walked up to her and I asked her, I was like, I need help, I don't understand like this problem. And she told me she had a commitment, but she said something. She said, the students are more important than like any other like dodgeball game or teacher activity, and like that meant a lot to me. So she spent brunch helping me out, and that was like one of the most like genuine moments I've had with a teacher, where I really felt like they actually cared for me as a student.
So there was this teacher I had freshman year actually, and then I was having like trouble with content throughout the year, and he helped me out, helped me through it, put in that extra effort, like boom, done did, like it was, I like moved on to the next level. I was a sophomore, right? And I didn't have him as a teacher anymore. Kind of sad about that, but I was like, okay, new year, just like got it, like new teachers, you know, it's whatever, I got this since high school. And then getting to classes, like, you know, like I can't figure this out. It was like, okay, I have no idea what I'm doing. Let me go to my former teacher who used to teach this. So I went over and I talked to him. I was like, yo, can you help me out? He's like, yeah, of course, anytime. So I was like, wow, even after I'm out of his class, he's still putting in that effort. He's trying to make sure I graduate. And then I kept doing this, like, not just for like school, but like for like help with like my family issues, or like help with like my sleep or something, like anything. I'd just go to him with any problem. He'd help me out. And like throughout the 4 years at Monta Vista, he never gave up on a situation.
I think, you know, a lot of how to be a better teacher advice can be pointed towards math and science teachers or lit teachers. You know, don't grade so harsh, be more open, that kind of stuff. And, you know, that's helpful. But a lot of teachers don't teach subjects like that, and some teachers teach multiple subjects, and stuff like that's so specific that I think it's helpful for teachers to walk away with something that anyone can use, and even just outside of teaching, how you are as a person. If you're more open to understanding and respecting other people, then it gives them the opportunity to feel the same way about you, and it kind of creates that trust in a relationship that's important to facilitating friendship in any environment, not just in a school-student relationship.
I think the teacher being invested just makes you feel that they actually care about you as a student, and I think that's a really important thing in a good teacher. A student has to feel like that teacher values the student and values their time and the work that they're putting in order to feel or in order to learn best. And I think a teacher that's invested in the material that they're in is always going to be invested in their students. Whereas a teacher that's not invested in the material is much less likely to care whether the student is actually learning. And so if you have a teacher that is invested in the material, is really passionate about what they're teaching, they're going to spend more time on these students, even if whether they're invested, whether the students are invested in school or whether they're self-sufficient. These teachers want to know that these students are learning what they're teaching, and so they're going to spend more time with them, help them with questions, talk to them one-on-one, and I think that just makes the experience a lot better.
I'm just gonna say, teachers should never give up on their kids, you know?
Very common thing, good to know. Alright.
Yeah, but I firmly believe that, because if you give up on the kid, he's gonna give up on himself. And he looks to you as like kind of like a leader of like his education. So if you're really not putting in that effort, he's not going to put in the effort either.
I feel like some of my least favorite teachers weren't as approachable. Even if they thought they were being approachable, I think you have to be mindful of how students feel, and like be able to put yourself, like empathy, like being able to put yourself in the students' shoes. And I think if some of my least favorite teachers taught like some of my favorite classes, I might not have actually liked the subject as much, because sometimes the teacher teaching the subject is more important than the subject itself. And I think if some of my favorite teachers had taught some of the classes that I felt less comfortable in, like I think I might have like a completely different like life trajectory, basically, because I know for me, my favorite teachers really actually helped shape like what major I was going to choose, what school I was going to choose, like things I would write about in my college essays. So it, like your favorite teachers in high school impact you beyond high school itself.
Some of the greatest teachers I've ever known, not even at Monta Vista, just throughout my life, they have put in more work to teaching than I could ever as a student. So as many times as I try to pull an all-nighter just to finish a project, or I'm awake and alert, taking notes of every second of the class, I have seen these great teachers and great coaches spend even more time monitoring their students, seeing what their students need, seeing what their athletes need, seeing what they can do to be better.
What a teacher does to a student really matters. The teacher that was terrible to me and I didn't like, I didn't continue with that. I quit after the first year and I thought this wasn't for me, when maybe it was. The reason why I took it in the first place was because I'm interested, and now I'm not. On the other hand, the teacher that I really liked, the one that helped me, I'm now majoring in it. I've applied to all my schools in that, and it's one of my favorite subjects, and I'm looking for a career in it, and she really made a difference in